From the laws of exponents, we know that a raised to m over a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n, where m is greater than n and a is not equal to 0. Suppose we want to hold this law even when m is equal to n. Then a raised to m over a raised to m is equal to a raised to m minus m, which is further equal to a raised to 0. But we also know that a raised to m over a raised to m is equal to 1. Thus, we define a raised to 0 be equal to 1 where a is not equal to 0. Or in layman's term, we may say that any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. Let us express the following exponential expressions in its simplest form. The first example is x squared over x squared. Using the law of exponents, x squared over x squared is equal to x raised to 2 minus 2. Simplifying this equation further, this will be equal to x raised to 2 minus 2, and that is 0. Using the definition of zero exponents, where it is stated that any number raised to 0 is equal to 1, this expression x raised to 0 can be simplified to 1. Second example, 8 raised to 0. To simplify this, we can directly use the definition of the zero exponents, where it is stated that any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. Since the number 8 is raised to a number 0, we can simplify this expression as simply 1. Third, negative 3 raised to 0. Same as the previous example, we can also directly use the definition for zero exponents in this example. Since the number negative 3 is raised to a number 0, we can simplify this expression to 1. 2/3 raised to 0. We can also use the definition of the zero exponents in this example. And since the number 2/3 is raised to an exponent 0, we can simplify this expression as 1. Next example, 27x raised to 5, y raised to 8, z raised to 3 divided by the quantity of 2x squared, y raised to 9, z raised to 0. Notice that the denominator, the whole denominator is raised to 0. Therefore, we can simplify the whole denominator to 1. And then copy the numerator. And since the numerator has to be divided by 1, we can further simplify this as 27x raised to 5, y raised to 8, z raised to 3. Lastly, 7x raised to 0, y raised to 5 divided by the quantity of x, y squared raised to 0. Again, notice that the denominator is raised to an exponent 0. Therefore, we can simplify the denominator as 1, applying the rule for zero exponents. And there is a number x raised to 0 which can be simplified also to 1. So the numerator will be 7 times x raised to 0, which is equal to 1, y raised to 5. Simplifying further, we have to multiply 7 by 1, which is equal to 7 y raised to 5 over 1. And as we know, any number divided by 1 is equal to this number. So the final answer is 7y raised to 5.